Chelsea 4, Benfica 1 in the round of 16 of the Club World Cup as Chelsea march on to the quarterfinals to take on Palmeiras. This is Twin Football. Thank you very much for joining us. Today's episode is all about the reaction to the game against Benfica and a preview to the quarterfinal match on Friday. Let's go ahead and dive in to the game against Benfica. Absolute great performance from two men in particular from Benfica, and that is Trubin and Antonio Silva. Now, Trubin, obviously the goalkeeper who does let in that free kick to Reece James, two-man wall, gets beat near post. A lot of question marks there, but overall, you look at his performance throughout the tournament, especially against Bayern Munich. Leroy Sané with a couple one-on-one opportunities in this match. Cucurella with a couple one-on-one opportunities. He stands up tall, keeps Benfica in all of those matches. The reason they topped their group and made this round of 16 match and pushed it as long as they did was because of him and Antonio Silva. Antonio Silva seemed like he was here, there. He was everywhere, a chant we know very well as Chelsea fans, but definitely applied in this one to him. A great tournament. And these two guys, they remind me of Ederson coming through Benfica and Ruben Diaz coming through Benfica, both young stars that got the experience with a great team like Benfica in the Champions League, competing for league titles, only to move on when they're young players, two bigger and better things, and now are two of the best in the Premier League, especially over the last 5 to 6 years. Absolutely dominant. Hats off to both of them. I'm excited to see where they end up here in the next couple of years. But let's go ahead and turn to the Chelsea lineup that Enzo Maresca stuck out there in 90-degree weather with 60% humidity in North Carolina. Sanchez in goal, Reece James on the right-hand side, and the midfield three that I have been crying out for to see: Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia all stuck in the middle there, and they did not disappoint. Anytime Benfica were back in their own third, they would win the ball looking for an outlet pass. There was Enzo, there was Lavia, there was Caicedo. They couldn't get out of their own half because these three men were pressing or intercepting the ball as they play it out. Only one shot on target from Benfica all the way through to the 86th minute when we had the severe weather delay. Obviously, lightning in the area is an immediate stop of play. You have to look for the health and safety of the players. It's a shame that it was so close to the end of the match and you had a 2-hour delay here. It's very, very frustrating. You know the weather, like Enzo Maresca said, it's okay to have these things happen. You can't control the weather, but you know the weather in the South at this time of year when it comes to open stadiums. You're going to have this problem at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the South. Everyone knows that. And so these are the games that are being delayed because of severe lightning. As soon as there's lightning in the air, you have to stop for 30 minutes, wait for it to go away and not be present, and then you can start warming up again. Over 4 hours this game took to complete when you add in the extra time, and the extra time maybe wouldn't have happened if you were able to just finish the game without a delay, because it allowed Benfica to get their legs underneath them, come back out, and they get a fortunate penalty. But you can't have these games in the South like that and expect no lightning to take place. But overall, an absolutely dominant performance from Chelsea. I think the scoreline is more indicative of this game than the fact that it did go into extra time. Obviously, you see extra time, you're like, oh, it was a very close 90 minutes. Chelsea had all of the ball, had all of the chances, had all the big chances. Cucurella should have made it 1 or 2-0 before the 20th minute mark. Delap, if he could square the ball back to Cole Palmer, an easy tap in there, could have been easily 3-0 before halftime, but it wasn't. And that's how you give Benfica a little bit of life. But the second half was more of the same. Chelsea come out. They're able to push up high. Cucurella making runs down the left-hand side to pull defenders out of position, giving Cole Palmer more room on the ball to either pick it up and beat a one-on-one defender or bring the ball inside and look for a through ball like he did for the fourth goal for Dewsbury Hall. Great finish, but a even better ball to play him through. I'm screaming, give it back to Nkunku, but no, Cole Palmer plays the through ball on straight onto Dewsbury Hall, who is able to tuck it away. And I think that's also a big reason why Cole Palmer ended up starting on that left-hand side. When you look at a guy like Pedro Neto, he's able to get up and down the field, and we can see that based on his heat map here. In the very first moment of the game, he's able to make a deep run down the right-hand side, pick the ball up, beat his defender, cut inside, and get a shot off. In the 110th minute, he's winning the ball back on his own 18-yard box in this heat, in this humidity. And he's able to really help Reece James out, who's not going to be pushing forward as much. He's going to want to tuck in and help play as that back three with the two center backs. But Pedro Neto is going to be able to cover that right-hand side with Reece James. And Cole Palmer wouldn't have been able to do that. But more importantly, Cole Palmer needs Cucurella. He needs Cucurella to make those overlapping runs, pull defenders away, and allow him to kind of drop back a little bit and pick up the ball in space, because him in space is the most dangerous version of Cole Palmer. Yes, he can dribble. Yes, he can beat his man one-on-one. But you give him space and the ability to look up and pick a pass. There are few better than him in the Premier League or even in the Club World Cup right now than Cole Palmer. And we saw that throughout this game against Benfica. Two of the men of the match in my book. Great performances from both of them. But this is a little bit of an experiment from Enzo Maresca to put Cole Palmer on the outside, either the left or the right. So let me know in the comments where you think Cole Palmer will be best this coming season. And if it is in that number 10 role, who would you play behind him? Does one of the three of Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia miss out for you? If that is the case, please let me know in the comments. But both of these men were able to propel Chelsea to a quarterfinal match against Palmeiras on Friday. A spot in the Club World Cup semifinal on the line here. And I know fans of United, of Liverpool, of Arsenal are going to play down this tournament, going to tell you that there's no fans, there's no support, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, it's worse than the FA Cup, it's worse than the League Cup. But when you are in a tournament with Manchester City, Real Madrid, PSG, Inter Milan, Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and these teams are playing their first 11 in most of these games and trying and showing the passion of wanting to win, like Enzo Maresca shooting down the sideline for that second goal that Nkunku beautifully, masterfully tucks top shelf there with a little chip over the coming on defender and sliding goalkeeper. It's a great thing if you can make a semifinal of a tournament like that. It has to be said. The prize money is amazing on top of that, but if you are able to make a semifinal of a tournament like that, especially as a Chelsea project, as a Chelsea team, getting back into the Champions League, getting back to trying and competing for Premier League titles, these are the type of tournaments that you need to show up in. These are the type of tournaments you need to be going far in. And Chelsea have an opportunity to do that against Palmeiras and the star boy, Estevao. Absolutely incredible performance from him in the first two games for Palmeiras. Obviously, he will be joining up Chelsea after the Club World Cup, but his ability to pick up the ball on that left-hand side, cut in, send through balls, get shots off. There's a reason he's been player of the match, and he is a wonderful player to watch, and it's going to be a great battle if Reece James can get the start. I think with Caicedo out due to yellow card accumulation, Chelsea's best chance here against Palmeiras is to start Reece James on the right-hand side to take down Estevao. He has to keep him quiet. If he does keep him quiet, I think Palmeiras has pretty much nothing else going forward. They go through him, and if you're able to stop that, you're going to put yourself in a very good position. Gusto over these last 5 games for Chelsea have been terrible. I don't know what has happened against under Pochettino. He had a absolutely incredible season. Last year, a good season filling in for Reece James. But the last 5 games, his inability to judge the flight of the ball has been catastrophic. The first game of these 5-game stretch gets pulled at halftime, rightfully so, for a very poor performance. You then go on game against LAFC, misjudges the flight of a ball, easily could have given LAFC a goal and a share of the points in that one. Then you move on to the game against Flamengo. 2 misjudged flights of the ball, poor marking back post, allow for 2 easy tap-ins, and the lead, which they never gave up after that. And then yesterday against Benfica, it's very unfortunate. Is it a soft penalty? Yes. Is it unfortunate that your hand is up there? It's just part of you, the way you're jumping. Yes, all of things are true. But you should never be in that position as a right back, misjudging the flight of the ball 4 feet off of your man. You just can't have that happen. Either be tight to him or win the ball. But don't be in no man's land and try to recover where you are unable to win the ball. That's the only way that these types of things can happen. Is very poor trend of him over these last 5 games. He cannot start against Palmeiras. They're going to bring their fans. They're going to bring momentum. They played in Philadelphia in the round of 16. They played before Chelsea. They don't have to travel because this quarterfinal game is in Philadelphia. Chelsea had a 2-hour rain delay. They postponed their flight over to Philadelphia. All of this stuff is going Palmeiras' way. Chelsea have to start strong. I think they do that if Reece James gets the start there with a Enzo Lavia center pair, and then you can do what you want with Cole Palmer and the front 4 after that. But I need Reece James to start on the right-hand side. And we all remember what happened in 2021 when Chelsea played Palmeiras last, and it was in the final of the Club World Cup. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you very much for joining us here in this video. Give me your score predictions for Palmeiras. Please like and subscribe if you like our content here on Twin Football. And remember, enjoy the football.